retakes the championship lead. Pato is second again with 25 points behind. Joseph Newgarden is 34 points behind. Scott Dixon 49, and Marcus Ericsson is pretty much out the game with over 70 points, but he's still mathematical possible. It was a great race in Portland. Thank you for everyone who joined us for the race watch along. But this is a preview because we're at Laguna Seca. Stephen's got a motion to get over. It's here. Enjoy it. Yeah!
Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indy Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos.
Welcome to the IndyCar podcast. That was kind of like a quick recap of what happened. I mean, first lap chaos in Portland, wasn't it? Graham Rahal and Pato Ward looked like they were fighting out for the win. Just keep, getting that knife and jamming it in there to Stephen. But then the alternate strategy of how it worked around with that first lap chaos and everyone cycling to the back, that strategy seemed to play out in the end. Palou had worked his way to the front of those guys. Rossi was second. Scott Dixon was third. What a podium. This guy predicted it in fantasy, not in obviously the podcast last week. So it's kind of a cheap podium because I based it on qualifying. So, damn me and damn Pato. Any last thoughts on Portland before we fully focus ahead on Laguna Seca this weekend?
Pain
for Stephen. Pain for all the Pato fans out there. But the championship isn't done yet because plenty of times we've gone, it now looks unlikely for so-and-so. It now looks unlikely for so-and-so. But there's two races. It's running out of time. But Palou has led the most rounds in the championship. He probably is likely to.
Before we look forward,
yes,
we do have to say Palou, what a drive.
It was an incredible drive.
We both ran him off in qualifying. I think the most credit he got was me saying, he's up there.
Yeah.
And he goes and smashes pole.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't even in the lead of that alternative strategy. But because he managed to do one extra lap, he managed to overcut them.
He literally didn't leave that alternative strategy at any point until the last pit stop. And that's when it matters. And that is something that Palou has shown time and time again this season, that when it matters, he is in the key position to maximise the points. And in this case, getting that third win in the NTT IndyCar series and his third career win and the first driver to get 3 wins this season. So it's no doubt that he has obviously that lead in the championship like he does.
He's looking a little bit unstoppable.
Absolutely.
It was just a mega drive. And you just look at him, you go, I'm struggling to see past him now.
Yeah, and on the road courses, he's just been so good. He's so good on the road courses. The only one where, maybe Pato and Joseph have a sniff is a Long Beach street courses there, but you're going to have to look at the Andretti boys of Rossi and Colton Herta. I just think are going to be a big factor in these last 2 races. But we'll come on to that preview. Couple of little admin sections. I should be moving into my first flat this weekend, which hopefully will lead into an exciting little studio space where we can put up some of our motorsport kind of merchandise and stuff. And so it has a bit more of a black drop too. It's a lovely wall.
Don't mock the sofa.
Yes. I won't mock the sofa, and the sofa will still make appearances for sure.
Well, we're not taking the sofa to a new flat.
No, but as in if we're watching a race here for the race watcher, go from there. Okay, yeah, I'm not moving a sofa. Right, okay, so feature video won't be possible this week, but I will try my best to get a feature video looking at the championship contenders going into that last race, and we'll have a very clear picture of what needs to be done in that last race, obviously after Laguna Seca this weekend. 2022 calendar is heavily rumoured to be released either later this week. At the point of recording, it might also have been released. So if it is you would have seen a breaking news video, but we'll try and get a breaking news video out as soon as that news goes live, whether it be this week or next week, because obviously that's going to be huge. Rumours are it to be around about an 18 race calendar, with obviously Toronto making a return, hopefully with COVID not affecting it for another for a third season in a row, and obviously Iowa returning to the calendar, and it will be basically looking about where dates are. I think we could have a season start as early as February. That's rumoured.
Following the Daytona 500.
Yeah, I believe a committee was discussing it.
St. Pete.
Yeah, today or yesterday. It should be out fairly soon, but we'll have an idea. I guess that had to be decided before the calendar gets released.
Yes.
Type of thing. And obviously, watch along was really great fun to do the watch along for Portland last weekend for you. So much great support. We loved having you guys on, and you really enjoyed it. So it was brilliant having you along for the ride. We will be doing it for the last 2 races of the season, because both of them will be 8 o'clock UK time. So Laguna Seca, Long Beach will both be doing watch alongs for those, which is fantastic. We're looking forward to it. We'll have a new mic as well, so hopefully the audio will be good, and we'll look to just kind of, as we go along with those watch alongs, improve the quality if we can. But yeah, I think that rounds up admin wise. So Laguna Seca, Colton Herta.
Yep, Colton Herta.
He's got to win.
He came on and he said he was going to win 2 out of 3, and he hasn't won the first one.
So he's got to win these next 2.
Guaranteed wins.
So they're guaranteed. So nobody should really look past Colton Herta
I think
winning
that's the
this
preview
race.
done.
Yeah, there we go.
There's no really anything else of interest to talk about.
Congratulations, Colton, on pole position and obviously just dominating Laguna Seca this weekend. Smashed it. Well done, Colton.
What a great race. Let's do a review of that race.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump in. The watch-along's already happened. Oh, thank you, guys. Wow, what a stream. No, but seriously, I think Rossi got his first podium.
Yep.
P2 of the season, obviously at Portland. I think these two, obviously, Rossi's really strong at Long Beach. Laguna Seca is great for Colton Herta. They're going to be fighting for both wins, I think, and could play a part in the championship, because obviously if they win races, then they are taking maximum points away from one of the title contenders.
Yes, indeed they are.
So, yeah, I think Andretti's strong. Ryan Hunter-Reay's going to want to finish strong as well.
Yes, it is confirmed that these will be his last, 3 races, but that was before. Wait, did it say last 3 races?
Last 2.
It's basically, yeah.
Yeah.
He's done so at Andretti. After a decade? Almost a decade?
12 years, I believe it was. So, over a decade.
Absolutely crazy. I think he's one of the longest standing drivers at 18.
After Scott Dixon with Chip Ganassi, and probably Will Power, Team Penske actually has been there a long time. But yeah, he's done it. He's won it. He won the championship in 2012, and he won the Indy 500 in 2014. So he's won the 2 major things you can win in IndyCar.
Yeah, but just because there's this last 2 races, do I see him as a contender? No.
No, I don't. But I feel like he'll want to end on a high. And he could be challenging again. I think Andretti will finish the season strong. They've had, again, a weaker season. And like last year, they kind of finished 2020 strong. So I feel like these last 2 races, and Andretti almost, it's a bit of a home race for the team in Long Beach. I think Colton was saying that there was a section of Andretti, or at least the Honda engines, I think, were based down in Long Beach. So I think for the whole team atmosphere and everything, it's going to feel a little bit like, they'll want to finish strong to set the tone for 2022 to hopefully kind of give both Colton and Alexander Rossi a shot at the title.
Yes, so Andretti, the potential party poopers, for the 3/4 title contenders in Palou, Pato, and Newgarden, and Dixon with a very outside shot at this point, being 49 points adrift. And
interesting, Dixon did say, if I need to play the team game to allow to keep the championship at Ganassi, he would. Obviously, he's still fighting it for himself, But if it becomes obviously impossible for him to do so, he will play the team game. So a very interesting role for him to be in, because he hasn't been in that role since Dario Franchitti's been at the team.
Yes, it is. Obviously, 49 points, it doesn't sound like a lot, especially when you get 50 for winning a race. But, you know, where the form that Pato, Palou and Newgarden all in, you're all seeing them in top 10 finishes. So even 2 wins for Dixon may not be enough if they finish in the top 10, which is why he's a pretty outside shot. He needs some DNFs. He needs a lot of luck to go his way.
He needed to beat all the title contenders at Portland.
Yeah.
To put himself in contention. And with Alex winning and getting a 15-point swing on Dixon, it really did kind of compound it and almost go, even Dixon, it's getting a little bit of a stretch from Mr. Finale. And obviously there are no double points in the last race of the season like there has been in previous times. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it is indeed.
So let's look at the main three, because obviously these previews, as we close to the end of the season, the focus has to be on these championship contenders. Who is going to be crowned the NTT IndyCar Series champion? And, you know, with Pato and Palou, it could be a first-time winner, or it could be Joseph Newgarden becoming a 3-time winner, which would make him the most successful. I think he might already be, but it make him definitely the most successful driver in terms of championships on the grid, other than Scott Dixon.
Bam.
Which would be impressive.
Pretty incredible.
So going into this weekend, what's your gut feeling out of those 3 guys, Stephen? You got Pato, Newgarden, Palou. Who's it going to be advantage? Who's going to beat the rivals?
I feel like Joseph's going to have a big... This is Joseph's moment to... For Pato, obviously, my boy Pato, I'm dreaming of the championship this year. But McLaren's strategy on race courses just hasn't always been there. And they're just lacking in data and experience amongst the team. Well, they're a fantastic team, but compared to the big boys like Chip Ganassi and Penske, they're behind. So I'm not sure if Pato has enough to...
I think for me, his best chances this weekend, he's just got to stay in the picture.
Yes.
He's got to make it mathematical and reasonably mathematical possible. If he gains this weekend, bonus, but he can't make it, say, above 30 points.
Yeah.
That would be unlikely. I think he's got to stay in... If he can get in a 20 to 30 point gap window, I think it gives him a outside shot, but a shot going into Long Beach. And I think as we've seen him on ovals and obviously street courses, that's where he's been stronger.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think he will then have and feel like I've got a genuine chance to do this.
Yeah.
I think Portland and Laguna Seca were always damage limitation rounds. Felt pretty deflated, I think, after Portland, how things panned out. But yeah, can he manage that deficit to give him a shot going into Long Beach? I think that's basically Pato's weekend, isn't it?
Which brings me to, I think Newgarden, this is his weekend to land a big punch in the fight for the championship.
Bam!
I think this is Newgarden's moment to put him in that front run-in seat going into Long Beach.
To squeeze the pressure up.
Yeah, I think it's a must-win for Newgarden.
It's the experience to show. And I believe I was watching David Land's review of Portland, and I think he was obviously looking ahead and talking about Laguna Seca and Long Beach coming up. And I believe in championship winning seasons, Joseph Newgarden has got a result at Laguna Seca. So that's huge in terms of, I think he finished second in 2019, which helped him to obviously go on and clinch that 2019 title.
Of course, yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like his experience, but Palou just has it all. I'll be honest with you. He's just, whenever you doubt him, whenever you think it's going to be really tough for him, he delivers. Like after the last 2 rounds at Gateway and IMS, you're like going, oh, geez, you feel for Palou, because to lose the championship like that, it's still going to be tough going into these last rounds of the season. And then comes out with that win at Portland. Your gut tells you Newgarden's going to do it. But I think Palou knows, I'm going to try and win the championship this weekend. And that's not mathematically win the championship, but make it so he only has to get like a top 10 finish in Long Beach to be able to clinch that title.
A bit like Scott Dixon last year. He went into that season finale basically 90% chance of winning.
Which was still a thrilling finale, wasn't it? Because he followed Newgarden all the way up the pack, and Newgarden did all he could and won that race. And if Scott had even retired on the last race, Newgarden would have won the championship.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, he did. You can manage it, can't you? A lot more going into a street race in that scenario. But yeah, I think Palou will know this is a really big chance. He knows this is his best chance on road courses. Again, another Dave Lampoint was saying it's kind of like similar kind of landscape to Barber, obviously, where he got that first win of the season. It's a technical course, Laguna Seca. I think it's Newgarden and Palou will be fighting for the big points, and it's just whether Pato can minimise the damage.
Yeah. Oh, is so much drama and tension going into the weekend. Because we have a 3-way / 4-way fight for the title. And this is such a big weekend. It being a triple header as well, there are just no breaks to the finale at Long Beach as well. It's nuts.
Which, like Colton said in his interview, probably works better for the title contenders because they can't dwell on it. So Pato can't dwell on a poor Portland. He can just refocus immediately. Right, I've got 2 races, Laguna Seca, Long Beach. I've got to do it if I'm going to win the title. Type thing. So yeah, that probably rounds off the championship contenders looking at the weekend. So just general thoughts, kind of general people to do well here at the weekend. I think quite a lot of people, obviously, because we missed the 2020 race at Laguna Seca and we've had new drivers since then. I think quite a lot of people haven't driven here before. So obviously Rinus VeeKay hasn't driven here before, Roman Grosjean, Scott McLaughlin, Palou, obviously Pato has, I believe, when he had that season end with Harding Steinbrenner racing.
So. Yeah.
When him and Colton shared a couple of lasts.
But it was one of the pre-season test tracks. A lot of teams went there, including Chip Ganassi. I think, did Penske there? Quite a few teams went to Laguna Seca, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they thought, well, season finale, they want to have as much data as possible. To go from now. Obviously, it then transpired that Long Beach would become the season finale, but you wouldn't have been able to test on Long Beach anyway.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this is a key one there. I guess the likes of Simon Pagenaud comes into play in what could be his last 2 races for Penske.
For Penske, yes, because it's heavily rumoured now he's going to Meyershank Racing. But yeah, you want to go out on a high, I'm sure. No news of contracts, so it's pretty certain that he is leaving.
Yeah, I believe he won a Laguna Seca. No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been Sonoma, wouldn't it? Because Laguna Seca was on the calendar in 2016. But, you know, I think Penske are going to be strong. Yeah. They'll want to bounce back after a poor Portland for the team.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking forward to the corkscrew. It may be just the thing to say, but it's got a corkscrew. It's got a bridge. It's got the corkscrew.
It's got a corkscrew. But it is such a cool and unique corner in world motorsport.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic.
Yeah, you know, as much as kind of with Spa, Eau Rouge and Terradion, it's Laguna Seca, you think of the corkscrew corner at the top of the hill and just how it goes. That quick change of direction over the cusp of the hill. It's a very, very cool thing to have. For me, someone who might come into play a little bit, although suffers like Pato with the team there, I think Felix Rosenqvist looks like he's ending the season really strong. Obviously knocked his teammate out of the Fast Six at Portland, but he looks like he's finally got to grips with the car and looks set that 2022 could be a really big year for him.
Yeah. He's looking very quick again, which is always nice to see. I backed him in Portland, and he was in the alternative strategy. Paid off. Got he was 6th in the end, I think, or was he 5th?
I think he was 6th because I think he started 6th and finished 6th.
Yeah.
So a good return considering all the chaos that went on in that race at Portland. Smaller teams, it's difficult. Dale Coyne, Ed Jones was running really well at Portland as well until he wasn't, as so many of the strategy was. Rahal, Letman, Lanigan, Graham Rahal's looked strong all season. And where did Takuma Sato finish in the end? No, he did finish outside the top 10. Look, the guys look like Rahal, Letman, Lanigan are now a team that I think are going to up it. And I think they're going to be on a trajectory like Arrow McLaren SP to be looking to challenge those big boys.
Yeah, for sure.
They've made serious investment in the team. If they've secured Jack Harvey, which is, serious rumours, that's a pool talent. If they then, in that number 45 car, bring in Oliver Askew, who will be hoping for a better weekend with them after there. But even Askew or Ferrucci are two very good options for that number 45 car.
Yep.
That they'll want to be finishing the season strong, and Graham will be desperate again after. Realistically, Palou drove a brilliant race, but I think the driver of the race probably was Graham Rahal.
I'm not sure I would agree, but Graham had a great race.
Look, I think he drove the best race that he could, but strategy and poor timed yellows took it out of his control.
Yeah.
Palou's obviously up there. He won the race. So you can't knock that. But Graham was superb at Portland, and I think he looks a man in form that will just carry it on. So I think you can't rule out Graham. And as was saying in the live chat, he's well overdue a win. But again, it might be another season where that slips out of his fingers and it's another season that goes by without a win.
Yeah.
Ed Carpenter Racing, I can't.
My only focus is on Andretti, the Party Poopers, and then the 3 title contenders. I can't really see anyone else outside of that.
Yeah, I think with all that's left to play for, they're the ones going all out for it.
Most of the other teams, okay, you got nothing to lose and you want to end the season with the best result possible, but I just can't see them. I can't see them changing.
No. I think there's too much on the line for the others that they're going to be hungry for it, and the strategy is just going to be so up there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, okay, then leads us on to podium predictions. Stephen, take it away.
Oh, geez. It always comes to me first.
I can go first.
And then I have to stall a little bit and,
Do you want me to go first?
No, I will go first.
Okay,
I'm going to go for a Rossi 3, Newgarden 2, and Colton Herta 1. I
again am going to predict Colton Herta to win. I predicted him to win last weekend in Portland, but I believe, I don't want to have to call out Colton because he said he was going to win 2 out of the last 3 races. I don't want to have to be that guy, so I'm predicting him to win. Joseph Newgarden 2, Palou 3.
Oh, Palou 3.
Palou 3. I cannot doubt Alex Palou. He's a guy that you didn't even bring into title contention at the start, but now he is just that.
He's there.
He's the natural heir to Dixon. He does what he does and just...
The heir apparent.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, he's got that championship within his grasp, and I don't think he's going to let it go.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Pallou's finished 3. Right, star performer. Almost worked out so well. 5-5, obviously, wasn't it? Because Graham was on track to win it. And then...
Ideally, we need both of our star performers to fail so it goes all the way down to Long Beach.
Yeah, that would be great. Should we pick like some awful picks like Dalton Keller? No.
Oh, you went there! I was like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
No. In my defense...
You set it up so badly.
No. Right, that sounds really bad. But with AJ Foyt Racing, it's a credit to Dalton Keller. His car failed on him in Portland, and he was running really well, wasn't he? I said to you, Dalton Keller was running well. But realistically, history going in this season, Dalton Keller isn't likely to get a top 10 finish, is he? Stephen's broken. He can't believe I'm desperately digging this, trying to get out of this hole I'm digging. I'm sorry, Dalton, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. It wasn't meant to come out like that. So my star performer isn't Dalton Keller.
I'll be okay.
He's broken. Gone from that. My star performer, I'm not going to put too much pressure. I wanted to say Oliver Askew, but I don't want to put that pressure on the guy. Okay? So my star performer is going to be Roman Grosjean with the top 10 finish.
Nice. I'm going to go for... He hasn't been the same all season, but I'm going for Rinus VeeKay. I'm hoping... he just... Okay, I keep saying it, but ever since that bike crash, we haven't seen VeeKay.
I think he needs the close season to fully recover.
Yes.
Because I believe when he came back, he said he had a little bit of discomfort in it, and I don't think he's been completely comfortable since he's been back in the car.
Yeah. But I'm backing Rocket Rinus to put on a show at Laguna Seca. Bam.
Come on, Dalton! Prove me wrong. Shut me up. Get a top 10 finish. And go, that's one's for you, Indy Fanatics, you doubters. I hate you, Mike. And I'll be like, you know what? Fair play. I'm sorry. Rookie, obviously obvious for mine, is Roman Grosjean.
Yep. Obviously, I got the rookie of the race last weekend with Callum Milot, who completed laps.
Well, so did Roman Grosjean, but Callum, I think, was less laps.
He completed his first laps of the IndyCar season.
Yeah.
What a performance.
Right, brilliant. Yeah. There's nothing on that, to be fair.
I'm going to back Jimmy Johnson, the man on a constant improvement. He had a great little on-track action with Bourdais. Did a bit of a switcheroo on Bourdais out of the first chicane.
And he finished on the lead lap, didn't he?
It was awesome. It was Jimmy was getting racy, and it was nice to see. And I'm backing him to continue his development to do well. Another lead lap, another strong finish. Maybe even a Q2 appearance for Jimmy. Well, that's asking quite a lot, but...
I'll give an honourable mention to Scott McLaughlin because he was running very, very well on strategy and looked like he was going to be the best Penske finisher. And did he actually end up being... No.
Newgarden beat him.
Newgarden beat him from there because the last pit stop sequence didn't quite work out for him.
Yeah.
But again, Scott McLaughlin now looks like he's getting more acclimatised to those road courses. The Long Beach is going to be another interesting one because I think that's the kind of track he struggled to adapt to the most, and oval racing is what he's looked most comfortable on. But I think we are starting to look at Scott McLaughlin, and I'm excited for his 2022 season. I'm really excited to see how he pushes on from there. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up this podcast, guy. It's been chaotic as always. And yeah, look out for a breaking news video if that 2022 regulation goes. But if not, the next video will be that watch along on Sunday. We'll be going live a little bit before the race. Obviously, we'll run those polls at the weekend for who's going to get pole position, who's going to be the race winner after qualifying. So make sure you're looking out on the community post for those ones as well. And if you haven't already, what can they do, Stephen?
They can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
Ding it! So for now, you Indy fans, keep racing!